The mighty B-1, with its sleek design, extensive range, and supersonic speed, is the workhorse of America's long-range heavy bomber force. Despite making its first combat sortie as recently as 1998, the bomber still surpassed a milestone of 10,000 combat missions in 2012. But as technology advances, even reliable and effective platforms like the B-1 require upgrades. In 2011, the Air Force announced plans to install integrated battle station modification kits to retrofit the airplane fleet, front to back, with the latest technology.
The legacy B-1 was text-based monochrome display like an original IBM PC. The integrated battle station brings color graphics, data link, and much more capability and situational awareness for the air crews for the future.
The B-1, or Bone as air crews affectionately call it, has seen a number of upgrades in 30 years, but nothing close to what it is now undergoing.
We're looking at basically 22,000 parts per aircraft.
Oklahoma City Air Logistics Center technicians are installing Boeing-supplied modification kits with extensive coordination and guidance from Boeing engineers.
The integrated battle station is a massive upgrade. They're basically taking the complete cockpit, both the front and the aft, almost gutting it, reworking some of the webbing that holds the systems that are in there, replacing those systems with new color displays, new line replaceable units, new integrated keyboards.
The upgrades will provide the B-1 crew with the ability to strike quickly and avoid threats while improving the reliability and maintainability of the aircraft systems.
But now we have the capability to be able to pull the information, the intel that's generated from the field, and almost instantaneously data link that down to the air crews flying the airplanes and dynamically retest those airplanes and have them replan missions which used to take days or weeks and turn that into just a matter of minutes so that they can engage what we call now as time-sensitive targets.
For former B-1 pilots like Dan Troutman, the continuing evolution of the B-1 is personal.
It's been my honor to have flown the B-1 for 3,300 hours. It's my privilege to serve Boeing to make sure that the men and women flying the B-1 for the next 30 years have the best aircraft they can possibly have.
June 29, 2015 marks the 30th anniversary of the first operational Boeing B-1 bomber delivery to Dyess Air Force Base in Texas in 1985.
Boeing has a long heritage with the B-1 program. Through those 30 years, we've had a continuous partnership with our U.S. Air Force customer to ensure the airplane's relevant and remains ready for the next fight.
In the 1990s, the B-1 bomber transformed from a nuclear role to GPS-guided conventional weapons. Through 3 decades, Boeing and U.S. Air Force B-1 team members have upgraded the technology on board the 4-engine variable sweep wing jet to keep the B-1 current for today's fight and tomorrow's.
And what those upgrades and repairs are doing is extending the life of the B-1. So we really do like that because it keeps it going and it keeps us involved with the aircraft still.
We're modifying the aircraft and keeping it with technology, changing times. That way we can keep it superior to the world out there, and also maintaining its global power.
Over 30 years, the B-1 participated in several different military operations, proving 3 decades worth of reliability as a versatile warplane and key part of America's global strike capability.
The 30th anniversary of the B-1 is a huge milestone, and this is an incredible airplane. What other airplane this size can fly the speed of sound and be able to deliver the weapons that it's able to deliver?
As the B-1 team members celebrate the bomber's illustrious 30-year history, they remain confident in a long and bright future for this magnificent aircraft.
I'm as enthusiastic today as I was when I first saw the airplane 30 years ago.
It's a great airplane. From a pilot standpoint, I can't think of a pilot who I know that does not love to fly this airplane. It flies like a big fighter.
Love it, love it, love it with all my heart.
Lieutenant Colonel Tim Shepard is about to land a B-1-B Lancer for the 985th time.
Coming in and landing was just like any other landing. We had 12 to 15 knots of crosswind and a little bit of turbulence on final, and I was pretty much focused on that and making sure that everything else played itself out the way it should.
In between all of those takeoffs and landings, Colonel Shepard has logged 5,000 flight hours. That's 208 days in B-1s.
From a pilot standpoint, I can't think of a pilot who I know that does not love to fly this airplane.
And even though Colonel Shepard is the first pilot to ever reach the 5,000-hour milestone, he says it's just part of the job.
5,000 hours, it's come, it's gone. You know, it's an accomplishment, but it's not the only thing. It's not the most important thing. Again, completing a mission is really what it's all about.
This mission was a 9-month deployment, and with his wife and 2 of his daughters anxiously awaiting his arrival from Southwest Asia, Colonel Shepard taxied to a stop at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota. Having a fire truck on hand for a landing usually isn't a good thing, but in this case it was all part of the celebration. After being thoroughly hosed down to celebrate the 5,000-hour milestone, Colonel Shepard reunited with his family.
I was watching him land it, and it just, you know, there's a tinge of sadness there too, to know that he won't be flying it, you know, again.
A lot of his Air Force family was on hand as well to congratulate him, and Dan Reuter with Boeing's B1 program presented Colonel Shepard with a plaque to mark the historic occasion.
That's 2.5 man-years of just constantly flying a B1, you know, 8 hours a day. So, no, I never thought we would see a pilot reach that milestone.
How do you top such a major milestone? After a 19-hour flight that gave him the 5,000-hour mark, capping off 22 years as a B1 pilot, Colonel Shepard says it may be with a nap.
After that flight, I've been up for just about 24 hours now, and I haven't thought much beyond what I'm going to do this evening, going home, getting some rest coming in tomorrow, and we'll see what's next then.